What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Other Side of the Firewall podcast, where we highlight those movers and shakers and glass ceiling breakers, those people of color who have made it to the other side of the proverbial firewall, to those C-suite and senior level positions. My name is Ryan Williams, and I am joined, as always, by Shannon Times
What up? What up?
and Levon Maynard.
What's going on out there?
All right. Well, thank you for tuning in again. We're changed the format a little bit. I won't keep saying that past this week, but content's a little bit more concise, a little bit more value added, because we're giving it to you in more digestible chunks, so to speak. So please stay tuned. Please continue to subscribe. And without further ado, I give it to Shannon.
All right, everybody. So something we've actually addressed on our podcast before, but my nightmares are coming true with this one right here that I'm about to tell y'all about. So this is an article from BBC.com, and there was a mother that used deep fakes to frame cheerleading rivals of her daughter. So what this woman did, okay, her name was Rafaela Spone from Pennsylvania. She reportedly sent the content to the Victory Vipers team president. It showed her daughter's rivals. She did some deep fakes, and what it shows was these girls being naked, drinking, and smoking. She sent it to the coach. I'm sorry, not to the president, to the coach. And so we've talked about this on this show before, right? With deep fakes. It was only a matter of time before someone used them for evil like this, and that time is now, right? Like Judge Dredd is coming true right now, right? So what this woman did, and people do stuff for their children, right? Like I get it, you know what I mean? We love our kids, but at some point, like you have to be the adult here, right? Like this is somebody's mom. Like you can't just go doing stuff like this and punching kids in the face as much as you may want to, right? But she's also accused of sending abusive messages to the team, right? And their parents, owners of the cheerleading gym, using fake phone numbers. She actually got a phone number from a telemarketing company, and they traced it back and found out that she was the one that was sending these messages. But this woman, I mean, I don't know whether or not she's really in the IT, so I can't say for sure whether or not this took a lot of expertise for her to do, right? Like if she had to have an IT background or if she was just regular Joe Schmo that was able to do this, which to me is a little more scary, right? It just anybody can go in there and do these types of things. But yeah, this is one of those, man, that I'm like, my fears are coming true. These are my nightmares right here, right? You're gonna have my face, on some type of naked dude at a strip club or something like that. You know what I mean? I'm gonna lose my job for it, because I pissed somebody off. This is the type of stuff that I dream about, that is in my nightmares. But Levon, what you think about this, man?
First of all, I think that they don't need a deep fake a picture of you naked on a strip club on a strip pole. That's already happened. I already seen that one.
But
It's out there on the internet.
when I was doing that, there wasn't camera phones everywhere, right? So it's harder to come by.
It's like a Polaroid or something.
Making his way through college. He's making his way through college. He had to pay them bills.
Had to pay the bills. Let it make it happen.
For computer class, right? That's what you do it for.
Yeah, right. So yeah, that's definitely like it's like you said, it's a fear that can, this technology gets too real where all of a sudden, they can impose your face on anything that they want and make it seem like, maybe you robbed a bank or you did something, heinous out there. Or if you're, like you said, so some indecent pictures somewhere, make it look like you had another life where you were running the streets, drug dealer, on drugs and or if you were naked in the clubs, like you were saying. I think one point of thought as well. I read some other story similar to this as far as like deep fakes getting out there on the web. Also, we saw the whole thing with the Tom Cruise the other day, which was very interesting to see that. And it comes as I mentioned, I don't know if I mentioned on the show or not, but I was like, I bet you that guy kind of looks like Tom Cruise without the deep fake. And sure enough, he kind of looks very, very identical, very, very close to Tom Cruise. But they're doing like a lot of technology is advancing so that they can make these deep fakes as well as they're advancing technology to detect deep fakes. So they're using technology to be able to identify pictures and videos where they have like been modified somehow. And so they're able to track like different small points of the picture. I don't even know how it works, but they find points of the picture or the video that they can identify that's been faked. And then they can kind of like use that as a means to kind of like, confirm or deny something actually really happened in that video picture. So I think it's obviously interesting. It's crazy that this lady was trying to use that to benefit her daughter or try to make some other people look bad. Um, it's like I don't know. People have to have a certain mindset that try to do something like that, and really like if I wonder if I didn't get a chance to really read the story thoroughly, but if these girls actually did anything to a daughter, if they were just like you said, just rivals, and they were like uh, uh, you know, challenging her daughter in the cheerleading competition, and then she doesn't want to have that competition, or if they actually were like, I can understand if they were like bullying her daughter or something like that, and she's trying to get back. Maybe I'd be like, oh, okay, that's not, at least she's doing it for like a, some legit reason. But if she's just trying to like get rid of the competition so her daughter can win the grand prize of the championship, then that's like, that's really shady, and she needs to be kind of hemmed up for that for sure. But either way, it's kind of bad overall, no matter what. But hopefully, this has become like a trend, and people start, and hopefully people don't start getting actually getting away with this kind of uh, attack on people. And all of a sudden, people are like, "Man, look all these pictures of Ryan Williams on the web, man." He's like,
No, don't do that.
"What you think about it, Ryan? What you got on this one?"
So I think she was pretty clever, right? Not clever enough, but she was pretty clever. So it doesn't specifically say if she was tech savvy, but she was savvy enough to be able to. Because I don't even know where you find deep fake software. Now I got to look into it on somebody else's browser though, not on my own browser.
That's right.
But how she actually found it, and then she was able to mirror their faces to these images, which I assume was some either not suitable for work stuff or some pornography or whatever. Um, that she was able to stick their faces on it, and then, like you said, she was sending the fake calls through the telemarketing company. Like, so she knew a little something, but she didn't know how to cover up her own IP, and that's how they found her eventually. So they believe the daughter had nothing to do with it, so that's good. But the mom's probably gonna get hemmed up, do some time. I don't know. Like, they didn't go into specific charges, but I know when you're dealing with minors, uh, some lines were crossed there, right? Like, not just fraud and what have you, but I don't know if you stick a minor's face on a nude body, what does that do? Like, does that get you in trouble or not? I don't know. I don't. So there's a lot of gray area, and like, we will learn what you can and cannot do because of things like this with this lady. So she's pioneering felonies right now. It's a
Right.
very, very gray area. But they knew this was coming. Like, they've been talking about this for years with not regular people though. They're talking about with your politicians, with your actors and actresses and what have you. But it's already before it even became a thing. It's already trickled down to regular people. So it's pretty terrifying. Shout out to the University of Buffalo. I'm a Buffalo native.
Mm.
So the scientists at UB have developed forensic tools for deepfakes, and that's how they figured out quickly that these were not these kids. It had something to do with the eyes not moving properly or something like
Mm.
that.
Yeah, I just
Which
noticed that.
also leads me to believe that this is really good. Like, if you have to get to that type of detail, because they got me to, I could have sworn that was Tom Cruise. So like, I
Right.
would be easily fooled. You know what I mean? Like, I'd be like, yeah, it's them. So that's good that somebody's already developed some tools. So we're not just Home and the Wing and the Bills and Rick James, Stevie J, Brian McKnight. The list goes on and on. But we're also pioneering technology from Buffalo, New York. So I think that's pretty cool.
Mm.
It
Again,
was
this
the
is
light, it was the light in their eyes is how they were doing it. So they were looking at the technology. So if you're looking at something, the light in your eyes should change the same, and that's how
but
they're figuring
that's
out the details.
so crazy to me because that means that it was in great detail. So I mean, she was actually able to map the face well enough where they had to get down to light sources to figure out, like, because what I would think is like a deep fake, like they would move left when they should move right, and like the face would not adhere to the body properly or what have you. But this lady, and she, for all I know, she could be you know deep fake master. I don't know. They don't really give her too much of her information out, but she was able to make it look real enough. They had to bring in the forensic scientists to prove that this wasn't a real thing. So that's crazy to me. So be careful with your face is the moral of this story. keep keep your face out them streets. before you get mapped on something crazy.
That's right.
But yeah, I don't really think there's any way to really. Uh, Everybody has social media, and even if you don't have social media, if people around you are capturing photos of you, you're still susceptible. So I don't know what they would do to fix this, but um, hopefully there's some tech coming, maybe some deep fake. You know how if a politician says something false, it has the clarification underneath the picture. Like
Yeah.
maybe social media sites will have something like that with that person, or this is so and so's body and another person's face, which would be even creepier. Somebody
Right.
steal your body instead of your
Right.
face. I don't know what that's about, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I digress. I'm dragging on because this is pretty cool. But I'm glad that no harm came to these girls, and you know the mom will serve whatever time or whatever they choose for her. But it seems as though it didn't cause too much damage, so that's good.
Absolutely.
So anything else before I land this plane?
I think we covered it pretty well. It's a good story. Good find, Shannon, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, super creepy.
It's because it keeps me up at night. That's how I found it.
You've been searching up deep fakes all night. Like, let me see.
You having them premonitions like
Yeah,
Batman in the Snyder Cut.
that's right.
We'll get
Oh,
we'll
how?
get that in
What?
a different
What's that?
article.
That's
Different article. You gotta stay
a
in. You gotta stay
spoiler.
tuned all week. Yeah, give you a little hint in the
So a
future.
hint.
Yeah, so make sure you like, subscribe, hit that bell so you know when the new content is coming. Again, if you subscribe to the Patreon, you get all 5 of this week's episodes at one time. It's at least 7 days early, completely ad free. If not, please tune in on YouTube and do all the things I said before. Also, you can listen to us on the audio podcast, and then just continue to subscribe if you're already subscribing, and you'll get these smaller um, feature-packed episodes throughout the week. With that being said, please tune in, or I'm sorry, please go to our landing page. That's www.theothersideofthefirewall.com, where you can get to all the things we have: YouTube, Instagram, uh, Facebook group, which is pretty active. All the things off the landing page, and then you can hit us up personally. I am Ry Security Guy. That's RY Security Guy on Twitter and on TikTok. What about you, Levon?
You can hit me up at Levon Maynard on the Twitters.
There you go on the Twitters. So
The
that's all for
Twitters.
this episode. But I appreciate you guys' time. Y'all be easy.
Take care, everybody.